So, guten Tag. Wir haben letztes Mal am Donnerstag letzte Woche, Donnerstag letzte Woche hatten wir die letzte Stunde. Why are you poised with the pen like that? I mean, it's almost like, have you seen Western movies where you have a duel and they're all poised with their hands like this to draw and shoot? Just put the pens down. Letzte Woche, am Donnerstag, hatten wir die letzte Stunde. Hatten wir. I think past tense of sein and haben you have done, right? Ich war, ich bin hier in Chennai heute. Gestern war ich in Pondicherry. Okay, war. So, war and hatte. Hatte is had and war is was. So, letzte Woche am Donnerstag hatten wir die letzte Stunde. Da haben wir den Dativ gelernt. Da haben wir den Dativ gelernt. Letzte Woche am Donnerstag hatten wir die letzte Stunde. Da haben wir den Dativ gelernt. Verstehen Sie? Ist klar, was ich sage? Verstehen Sie, was ich sage? Ja? Okay. Ja oder nein? If I speak at this pace, do you understand, not understand? Yes or no? No, you don't have to come under pressure and say yes. Noch einmal. Letzte Woche am Donnerstag hatten wir die letzte Stunde. Or in this context, class, Deutschstunde. Deutschstunde, by the way, is also very important novella in German literature called Deutschstunde. Maybe you could Google it and find out what it says, what it is about. It's a very important phase in German history also. Okay, so wir hatten letzte Woche am Donnerstag die letzte Stunde. Da haben wir den Dativ gelernt. Ja? Und ich möchte Sie fragen, ist das jetzt klar? Ist das jetzt klar? Wir haben drei Fälle. Der Fall, die Fälle is the case. Okay, case. Der Fall, die Fälle. Wir haben drei Fälle, Nominativ, Akkusativ und Dativ. Und ist das klar? Nominativ ist Subjekt, Akkusativ ist direktes Objekt und Dativ ist indirektes Objekt. Okay, und das sind die Formen. Von dem Nominativ, dem Akkusativ und dem Dativ. Ja? Okay. Wir haben den Dativ gelernt. Wir haben auch mehrere Beispiele gemacht. Und ist das alles klar jetzt? Okay. Heute wollen wir unser nächstes Thema, unser nächstes grammatisches Thema aufgreifen oder anfangen. Anfangen? To begin. Beginnen. Wir möchten heute mit dem nächsten Thema, Grammatikthema, beginnen. Und das ist das Perfekt. Ich habe schon das Perfekt im Unterricht erwähnt. Ja, ich habe schon das Perfekt im Unterricht erwähnt. Erwähnen. To mention. to mention, to refer to mention. Okay. Erwähnen. Also ich habe schon perfekt als Thema erwähnt. Okay, I have already mentioned it in class, perfect as a. And what did I say about perfect? In class, anybody remembers? Vibhu, yeah.
So the perfect
Little
tense,
louder, please. I can't.
the perfect tense is used similar to the way the simple past is used in English.
The
So
perfect is?
used. The perfect tense in German is used similar to how the simple past is used in English.
Yeah, as frequently as.
Yeah.
Yeah, as frequently as the simple past is used in English. And in fact, in spoken language, when you're talking about something that you've just done, maybe the previous day or, just in the last class, or it is a matter of linguistic convention that in English we more often use the simple past. In German, we more often use the perfect tense. Okay. So the second second question I have is, what do you understand by the perfect tense? What do you understand by the perfect tense?
It signifies that the action has just been completed, and I don't know what else. I don't know what else.
Yeah, so it means it signifies that the action is completed. The action is in the past. The action is no longer being done. The action has been completed. What else can we say? I mean, see, when you're talking about the anything, we can talk about what it means. We can talk about its structure. We can talk about its surface. So, what else happens when you render sentences from, let's say, the simple present tense or the simple past tense into the perfect tense? What happens?
The change in the structure would be you either add have if it is present tense or had if it is past tense, plus you add the past participle of the verb.
Perfect. I mean, it's not the perfect tense that I mean. That's perfectly correct. Okay, in that sense, I mean perfect. Yeah. So we require has or any form of have in the present tense if it is present perfect, and we require had or any there's only one form of have in the past tense, which is had, if it is past perfect tense, and we require the past participle of the main verb. Okay, the main verb is still the verb that is describe the action. So suppose I have written a letter. If you take a sentence, I have written an email. We are no longer writing letters. I have written an email. Then the main verb is still to write. Okay, it is still the main verb. The action is still being described by that verb. Okay, to write, but it is in its participle form. And the active verb, which we are conjugating, is have. I have written an email. My friend has not responded. Okay, for example, has, my friend has not responded. So have is the one we are conjugating, whereas the participle is, well, inert, dormant. Okay, that's correct. Second and last question is, so you get this point, the action is completed, that means action is in the past. And secondly, we require an additional verb, which is to have, and we render the main verb into its participle form. What about the position of these different parts or different elements of the sentence? Give us an example. We heißt du?
Ich bin Priya.
Priya, yeah.
So an example in English.
In English.
It'll be, I have eaten the cake.
Ah, good. Now, since you have eaten the cake already, you will tell us now the structure of the sentence.
It's like subject followed by a have or had or has, and then the participle, past participle.
And then the predicate.
for.
Yeah, whatever. So, the point is, have or had, it's an additional verb, right? It's an additional verb we are bringing into the sentence because we need it. So, the term for it is auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is to have, and then the participle. And in English, usually, the auxiliary verb, that is to have, and the participle, they remain together. Like she has eaten the cake. Okay, has eaten will normally, it is not going to be she has the cake eaten. Okay. I might have the work done, but that's a different meaning. Okay, I have the work done by somebody else. It's a different meaning. Okay, so these three factors are okay. Perfect tense means action has been completed. Perfect tense means we require to have as an auxiliary verb and the participle, past participle, not present, past participle, and we see that these two remain together. Now, there is a point number 1 in German is the same. The action is completed, it's in the past, it's used more often than in English in day-to-day language. That is our first point. Second point, we have two auxiliary verbs in German that can come in. One is to have and the other is to be. What is the verb to be in German? Yeah, the infinitive? Sein. Sein is the infinitive. So, haben oder sein. Yeah, and these two verbs we will call Hilfsverben. Hilfe? Helping verbs. Hilfsverben. Also, wenn wir auf Deutsch, das Perfekt auf Deutsch ist schon fertig, also der Akt oder die Handlung ist schon fertig, finished. Zweitens, wir brauchen ein Hilfsverb, haben oder sein. Auf Deutsch sind zwei Hilfsverben möglich. Möglich? Possible. Two helping verbs are possible. Haben oder sein. Und wir brauchen das Partizip. Das Partizip? Das Partizip. Okay, participle. So it's the same thing except for the fact that there are possibly two auxiliary verbs, and the second part is of course of that is here. You can tell me what it is. Was hast du gestern gemacht? Was hast du gestern gemacht? Ich habe Deutsch gelernt. Was hast du gestern gemacht? Ich habe Deutsch gelernt. We will contrast it with the discussion we just had on the perfect tense in English. So I just want to do this very simple example as a contrast to that.
The action has already been completed.
The action is completed, yes. Is it the same case here? What is being asked?
Was du gestern gemacht? Was hast du?
What is the meaning of gestern?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. So that's first. Second point was?
Second point was that auxiliary verb.
Yeah, we need an auxiliary verb.
Yeah. Hab. Ich hab.
Habe,
Yeah.
and we will be conjugating haben, yes.
Yeah.
So haben is coming in.
Yeah. Hilfsverb. Hilfsverben.
Yeah, that's haben. Then
Then we have to there's no certain position. It's just that the auxiliary verb should be in the second position, and then it should be the other verb should be in the last position. That's
the other verb is the participle.
yeah,
Yeah,
participle.
that is gemacht
Yeah,
und gelernt.
yeah.
Yeah, they are in the Satzende.
Yeah, end.
Partizip 2 am Satzende.
End of sentence.
End of sentence. Okay. So, and just observe gemacht and gelernt. Gemacht and gelernt. Gemacht would be das ist die Partizip 2 Form von welchem Verb? Machen. Machen. Und gelernt? Lernen. Was haben wir gemacht? Was haben wir gemacht? Wir haben lernen. En weg. Lern. Ge. Lernte. T. Ja? Wir haben ein GE am Anfang, dann kommt die Wurzel des Verbs, das heißt lern, the root of the verb, lern, und dann ein T. Gelernt. Gemacht. Ja? This is the simplest type of participle formation in German. Okay, so which means there are more, which means there are, but this is the regular one. This is the most regular one, and
Only when
yeah.
only when n is there in the end of the participle, that word t should be added, right?
No, no. 1 second. I will. Also, wir haben das Verb lernen, ja? Wir haben das Verb lernen. Lernen, wie konjugieren wir das Verb lernen? Aishwarya, bitte konjugieren Sie das Verb lernen. Ich, ja, lerne. Du lernst. Sie, es lernt. Yeah. So what you have effectively is learn is the root of the verb, and then you have en, which signifies the infinitive form in German, and then when you conjugate the verb, you take the root learn, and then you give it the appropriate ending. Correct? So wenn wir das Partizip bilden von regelmäßigen Verben, regelmäßig, regular verbs, dann nehmen wir noch einmal die Wurzel, lern, lernte. Okay. Dann haben wir auch machen, nehmen wir mach, machte. Ja? Was ist das Verb? Hören, hören. Ja. Partizip? Gelernt, gemacht, gehört, etc. etc. Okay. Is that, yeah? Yeah. Just pass the mic back.
So, sir,
Yeah.
like regularly, I mean, like verbs are conjugated based on the subject, right? Like,
Little
see,
louder.
Ich, I mean, like verbs are conjugated for the subject, right? Like,
Yeah.
ich lerne,
Yeah.
du lernst,
Yeah.
sie lernen. So, in the past tense, when you add that g,
It's a
like-
perfect tense.
yeah, perfect tense. So, ich gelernt. I mean, like, is this gelernt? Is it
No,
ever
no, no, no.
conjugated, or is it always written like? in this
Hello. Look what I'm underlining.
Haben.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that changes, but the verb is always.
That was the point that we also underlined, that when we have the helping verb and the participle in the perfect tense, the participle is inert,
Okay.
is dormant, it doesn't change.
Okay.
It is the same. I have written, you have written, he, she, it has written, we have written. Written will not change. What will change is have. So the conjugated verb is the helping verb. So it will change according to the subject. In English, of course, there are only 2 or 3 inflections at all. But in German, ich habe gelernt. Du hast Deutsch gelernt. Mein Freund hat Französisch gelernt. Wir haben Mathe gelernt. Mathematik. Wir haben Mathe gelernt. Was habt ihr gemacht? Über das Wochenende. Am Wochenende. Was habt ihr gemacht? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Am Wochenende, was haben Sie gemacht? Okay. So this is the basic, first basic of the perfect tense. Mike.
So if the verb has T as an ending, like arbeiten, then would it become arbeitet or something?
Ja, das ist eine gute Frage. Arbeiten, ja? It's not very easy to say that. Okay, simple as that. Gearbeitet. Et. Gearbeitet. What is to play? Yeah? Er hat ein interessantes Buch gekauft, zum Beispiel. Ja? Kaufen, gekauft. Okay. Ja, wir haben hier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Beispiele. Wir haben hier 8 Beispiele von Sätzen im Perfekt. Ja? Wir haben 8 Beispiele. Sehen. Wir haben einen schönen Film gesehen. Verstehen Sie? Am Wochenende, am Samstag habe ich einen schönen Film gesehen. Verstehen Sie oder nicht? My question is whether you understand the sentence or not. Ja? Wir haben einen schönen Film gesehen. Sie hat ein interessantes Buch gelesen. Ist klar? Ja. We'll come back to the doubts you have in a minute. Sie hat ein interessantes Buch gelesen. Wir haben mit unseren Freunden gesprochen. Sprechen. Wir haben mit unseren Freunden gesprochen. Besuchen. Ich habe meine Freunde besucht. What is besuchen? Ja, ich habe meine Freunde besucht. Telefonieren. Er hat mit seiner Familie telefoniert. Er hat mit seiner Familie telefoniert. Understandable? Not understandable. Sentence is clear? What does it mean? He. It means?
He had a telephone call with his family.
Yeah, he had a telephone call with his family, he spoke to his family on phone, etc. Dann gehen. Ich bin in den Park gegangen. Fahren. Er ist zum Büro gefahren. Kommen. Wir sind zum Unterricht gekommen. Is there any sentence that you don't understand what its meaning? Anybody in class, any sentence is not clear? Gesehen. Sehen. What is sehen? Sehen. To see. Gesehen. Seen. Have seen. Lesen. What is the meaning of lesen? Sprechen. Besuchen. Telefonieren. Gehen. Or to walk. Fahren. Or to travel. Kommen. Gesprochen is the participle form of sprechen. See, I speak to you. I have spoken to you. Speak becomes spoken. Sprechen becomes gesprochen. Okay, that is the. So, all the verbs' meanings are clear. Now, we'll come to the irregularities in the participle forms. Yeah, who has the mic? No, I mean, just keep the mic ready, whoever speak. Yeah, come on. I mean, obviously you see, I've just explained to you one way of making the participle and the perfect tense, and you see something else. So, what it is that you see? Simple question. Yeah.
Gain is different and
Start with Zain.
yeah, say everything is different.
What is difference in the participle of Zain?
It's not the way that we conjugated it before.
So what is the difference is?
There's no T at the end.
There's no T at the end, instead
There's just en.
En. So you've taken Zain as it is and just added a GE. Gezain. What are the other
Same with
examples
lazen.
of that?
Same with lazen.
Lazen, gelesen, yeah.
Sprocken, there's an O there.
That's not the same.
Yeah, that's
Let's take that example. Zain, gezain, lesen, gelesen, kommen, gekommen, fahren, gefahren. 4 verbs we have where we just take the infinitive as it is and just add a ge. So you have the second way of making a participle. Okay. These are all these are irregular. Not all these. Most of them are irregular. What you see over here are irregular verbs. Okay. So Zain. Can somebody conjugate lesen for me? Lesen. Anybody? No. Mike. We heißt du? Anusha, yeah.
Ich lese, du liest,
Du?
liest,
Least.
liest.
What has happened?
L-I-E.
So what has happened?
It-
The
it is
vowel has changed.
changed.
Yeah. Ich lese, du liest.
Liest.
Er liest. Er liest.
liest.
Wir lesen, ihr lest, sie lesen. Okay. So you will see that Zain also is irregular. Lesen is irregular. So is fahren. Kommen, not in the present tense, but in the perfect tense and in the past tense, kommen is irregular. Okay. So that is the first thing. Then what has happened with sprechen?
It changed O, the vowel has changed.
The vowel has changed, yes. And the ending?
There is no T.
En is the ending. So again, sprechen is an irregular verb. Ich spreche, du sprichst with an I, and er spricht. Okay. So there again we have a change of vowel. In the perfect tense also, the vowel is changed and there is an en ending. Then next one,
Besuchen.
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 What has happened there?
There is no G.
There is no GE. Yeah. Why do you think that is? But T is there. Yeah. Besuchen, is it regular or irregular? It's regular. What is the root verb from where it's suchen? What is suchen? Have you done the verb suchen? To? Yeah, somebody said it. Ria. To search. Yeah. Suchen is to visit. Besuchen is to visit. It's regular. So, but what has not happened in besucht? No GE. Yeah. Can we reason it out? Why is there no GE for besuchen? Yeah.
We've already changed the root word by adding B and D.
Yes. So we already have an inseparable prefix in besuchen. Be, das ist eine untrennbare Vorsilbe. It's a prefix. Be in der deutschen Sprache, be ist eine untrennbare Präfix. That is, it's an inseparable prefix and it's already there. So no GE. So you have a third way, I don't know how to use the word rule, but yeah, rule. That is, if there is already an inseparable prefix, then you don't add a GE. Right. Okay. Besucht. Telefoniert. This is a typical German quirk. Yeah. Telefoniert. What has happened here? No subject. Telefonieren is a verb. There is a, huh? Yeah, what has happened, Shashrika, here? Yeah, for some reason, the German language says all the verbs that end with ieren, I-E-R-E-N, will not have a GE. Okay. I don't know why that is. But I am sure that probably apart from German linguists, nobody else knows why that is. But so you have telefonieren, it's a regular verb. Telefoniert, with a T. So very simple. How would you say sometime in the future, I hope, I studied at IIT Madras? Ich habe IIT Madras studiert, no GE. Okay, ich habe studiert, no G, studieren, ieren, yeah, telefoniert. Then gehen, that's a fair change, gegangen. That's not only is the vowel changing, but even the consonants are changing. Okay, gehen, gegangen. Then you have of course gefahren and gekommen. So point is very simple. There is a basic list of verbs in German which we have to learn by heart, not you have to learn. I have also done that way, and I think Shashrek also would have done the same thing. Every German textbook worth its salt will have at the end of the book a list of verbs with their participles. This list we have to learn. It's not much. It's, I mean, can you learn 5 verbs a day? It's possible to learn 5 verbs and their participles a day. Then you'll cover the list in 8 or 10 days max. Okay. So once we have that list covered, once we know the participles by heart, we don't need to think too much about how to make the participle. Okay. So that is all these things. I mean, we have, for example, I began learning German from a wonderful book called Deutsche Sprachlehre für Ausländer, Grundstufe in einem Band von Heinz Griesbach und Dora Schulz. It's called the Schulz-Griesbach. It's a classic of German grammar teaching, and at the end of the book there is a list of verbs which has the verb, infinitive, in brackets, its third person singular. For example, for fahren, we have to know fährt, there is an umlaut. Okay, fahren. So, and then you have the past tense and the participle. So I learned, for example, gehen. Gehen, geht, ging is the past tense, ist gegangen. This is almost like reciting a verse or a shloka or whatever you want to call it. Okay, gehen, geht, ging, ist gegangen. Fahren, fährt, fuhr, ist, hat gefahren. Lesen, liest, las, hat gelesen. This is something that you just learn by heart, and as I said, if you can learn 5 verbs, we are not doing past tense right now, so we have to learn only the perfect tense, and if you can learn 5 words in a day, you'll be done with the list in 8 days. Okay. Last point is because we have here a different helping verb. What is the helping verb here? Sein is the helping verb. As I said, there are 2 possibilities in German, sein and haben. And can you guess any commonality in these 3 sentences which we might? Okay, fine, we'll forego that now. Denotes movement, yes, denotes movement. Gehen is to go, fahren is to travel or to travel primarily, and kommen is to come. So denotes movement, and when you have a verb that denotes movement, then you take the helping verb is sein. Okay. And now that I have said it, of course there are exceptions to this, which also you have to learn. Okay. So for you maybe not as beautiful, but the beautiful irony of the German language is that the rule is exactly what you said, that if the sentence signifies movement from point A to point B, then your Hilfsverb will be sein. What is the first exception to this rule? Bleiben. What does the meaning of bleiben? To stay, to remain in one place. That's the first exception to this rule. Okay. So as I said, yes, ich bin gegangen, not habe. Ich bin or ist zum Büro gefahren, not habe. And wir sind zum Unterricht gekommen, not wir haben. Okay. The bin, ist and sind forms of sein because there is movement. Because gehen, fahren and kommen signify movement. Okay. And the last exception before you go to lunch is take the verb fahren. What are the two meanings of fahren? To travel, to drive. What is the difference to travel and to drive?
Drive means you are doing that activity.
And traveling means somebody else is
traveling
doing
means
it.
somebody is doing it, you are sitting along. So
Okay, simple. What is the difference between I drive the new car and we drive to Mahabalipuram? Yeah, you're on the right track.
There's a clear object in the sentence.
Even otherwise there's a clear object, you're going to Mahabalipuram, but there's a clear grammatical object in the sentence,
yes.
which is I drive the new car. I'm driving what? The new car. It's a transitive use of the verb to drive, right? Anybody who doesn't know the word transitive? Its opposite is intransitive. What does it mean? Very simple. Transitive means the verb can take an object. Intransitive means it cannot take an object. Okay, so for example, I go for a walk. I go what? I don't know. I go where? I don't know. I go for some purpose. I go for a walk. Okay, so here the verb go doesn't have an object. Okay, so that is intransitive. Or I sit in the class. I sleep in the class. Perfect intransitive verb. Okay, I sleep in the class. I sleep what? I don't know. I sleep where I know, but that's fine. But no object. Okay, that is intransitive. And I drive the new car is transitive because I'm driving what? The car, an object. Okay, so it's transitive. So fahren can be used in both ways, transitive and intransitive. That's correct. That's clear to you. That is why fahren can have. There are some verbs which can have both Hilfsverben, but we'll come to that later on. Okay, I will take a 1 minute pause before I say Auf Wiedersehen. If there are, just let it go through your head once what we have done, and we will try and finish this topic in tomorrow's class.